Hey guys, this is Doc Huffpower coming to you again from my studio here in Alvin. This is, of course, the Dear Doc podcast. Thank you guys for being listeners, and thank you for joining us today. So today we are joined by one of our sponsors, and that is Matt Reg. He's going to tell you a little bit about his company and what it is they can do to make your life just a little bit easier and let you keep a little bit more money in your pocket. Hey folks, welcome to the Dear Doc podcast, where we discuss the practical aspects of running your dental practice, as well as the technology, softwares, and services that can help to empower you as a dentist. I'm your host, Doc Huffpower. Thanks for joining us for today's episode.
Search engine optimization, or SEO, is a hallmark of an exceptionally visible website. Here at Art of Dental Marketing, we know that it's crucial. It bumps you up to the top of Google search results and more. But did you know that it's also one of the only online marketing channels that can continue to pay dividends over time? At ADM, we expertly craft your online presence to help you evolve with modern marketing. For more information, search artofdentalmarketing.com or call us at 816-631-0954.
Matt?
Thanks, Doc. I appreciate it. Yeah. Well, happy holidays, first off, to everyone else who's listening, right? We appreciate being here, obviously. So a little bit more about merchant cost consulting, right? Is we are a cost reduction company. So we help dental practices reduce and optimize the merchant fees that they pay without changing their existing processing company, bank, or practice management software that they might integrate with, right? So we're not a credit card processing company, or we're not a bank, strictly a consulting firm that helps you reduce the fees that you pay to these big conglomerate processors, banks, software companies that you all might use, right? Without the hassle of making any changes whatsoever. That is the very high level overview of what we're doing. And obviously we've helped a ton of practices, dental, orthodontic, doesn't matter, save significant amounts of money. And today, Chris, I wanted to go over a couple of things that you as a dental practice should be looking out for come the holiday season. That Absolutely. Is a big thing. And with that, it doesn't matter who you're using, right? It doesn't matter the processing company that you have, whether it is your local bank or not. All the processing companies that are out there, the way that they make money is the higher they set the rates and fees on your practice, the more money goes into their pocket, right? And they do it in a really confusing way where there's so many different rates and fees on a credit card processing statement that it's difficult for you, the doctor, to identify which fees are real, which fees are, I don't want to use the word fake, but are being padded or marked up, and what is the name or the reasoning for all the rates and fees that are on your actual statement. And they make it super confusing because the more confusing it is, the more that they can get away with, which kind of segues into what I wanted to talk about today about rate increases that are happening in the holiday season on your practice. A lot of these processing companies, they have to give you written notice. It's in the fine print of the original contract you sign with them that if they're going to raise your rates, they have to give you 30 days written notice, or you can cancel and leave the agreement that you have in place without penalty. Now let's digest that for a second, right? You're not going to leave because if you have an integrated system, to leave and go to a different processing company is a pain in the butt, right? That means you have to reteach your staff, your front office desk how to use a new system. It just doesn't make sense. So more than likely, you're going to accept these rate increases. And I put that in air quotes, right? You don't even know that they're happening, but you're going to accept them. And the fine print is typically on your merchant statement that you may overlook, right? Or you may only look at quarterly. And it's at the very, very bottom, or it's at the very, very top. And it'll say in very small print, important notice. And they'll list out what the rate increases is going to be. Now, they may not tell you specifically what the rate increase is going to be as far as an amount goes, but they'll tell you each fee that is going to get raised and to watch out for it on your next statement, right? Holidays are coming up. These big processing companies want to give out Christmas bonuses to their employees. An easy way for them to do that is instead of gaining new accounts, they'll just raise the price of their existing accounts. And it's a massive profit grab for them to go after.
So, Matt, is there anything that the doctors out there can do to prevent this from happening? I mean, it's like you said, particularly during the holiday season, it's not like anyone's going to want to leave their company. So, I mean, obviously, you're telling us about that because there's something you can do about it. So, talk to us a little bit about that, and take it from there.
So you can contact your processing company if you catch it quick enough, right? So let's just say that they told you in the month of November that there was going to be a rate increase December 1st for your practice, right? You can call into your processing company and put a stop to the rate increase, or attempt to put a stop to the rate increase. Now, if it's too late, because let's just say you call in today, right, December 20th, they may increase your rates for the month of December, but you can put a stop to it for January and try to be reactive to get the rates back down to what you were originally priced at, I should say, in November, right? And then try to get a refund or a credit onto your account. That would be my course of action or recommendation for all doctors out there that want to try to do it on their own. Now, another thing that you might find too is they may not lower your fees, or they may say, we gave you 30 days notice, you didn't notify us, so that we're going through with the rate increase. At that point, you then have to conduct a pricing review of your account, which is things that obviously my firm helps practices do. And they may not go to as low as what you were priced at previously, but if you're looking for the correct things, you can get it just about as good as you had it before. Maybe a little bit more expensive, but we're talking about like a couple dollars here and there, nothing crazy, if you do it correctly, right? Those are things that you as a practice, when you're looking at your year end, when you're looking at the P&L, and you're seeing all the merchant fees that you paid for in 2023, this might be a good time to, go back, do a review, do an audit of those expenses, right? And another thing to add, Chris, too, is in addition to the rate increases that are happening, a lot of processing companies are charging PCI noncompliance, which I think we've talked about maybe on the first podcast we did together. If you're not compliant with taking credit cards, meaning you don't have EMV capable technology, in layman's terms, meaning you can't take the chip right at your practice or the tap to pay, processing companies are penalizing you for that. So not only are they charging you the PCI noncompliance, but they're adding in what's called a non-EMV technology fee or non-EMV compliance fee. That's almost a full percentage point of every transaction that you process, in addition to the fees that you're.
And the irony there is, this is a piece of equipment in most cases that they're renting to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Is your resume or job posting just not being seen? You need a better plan. Whether you're looking for a permanent or temporary position or looking to hire, at Cloud Dentistry, we have you covered. We connect practices with verified professionals interested in temp and permanent work. Sign up for your free account in just 2 easy steps. Go to www.clouddentistry.com and start browsing the dental talent in your area today. So do you have the ability to tell them, hey, look, if you're going to charge me this, you need to send me out a unit that has this at no cost?
That is a lot of stuff that we work at from a consulting standpoint, correct? So a really good example of this is, let's just say you're using Dentrix, right? Dentrix integrates, or EagleSoft, Open Dental, whatever it may be. The equipment that they give you that will integrate with that software, right, for your practice. If that equipment is outdated or not up to standards of EMV or PCI compliance, you want to, as a doctor, be like, well, why didn't you send me out equipment that's compatible versus charging me these additional fees, right? And it's almost like the software company is not on the same page as the processing company, and you, the doctor, are being penalized for their mistake. You know what I mean? And we've seen that. And we're talking about like tens of thousands of dollars that practices are being charged, depending the size and scope, for something that they don't have control over. You know what I mean?
That's just kind of crazy. Guys, one of the things, by the way, one of my companies does is every year you need to have a PCI audit, and every year you were supposed to actually have all of your front desk and anyone who uses your machines trained in PCI compliance. So one of the things that NetShield IT does is we do offer PCI compliance and HIPAA compliance training every year because it's part of the cybersecurity assessment that we do. So Talk to us about some more, man. I mean, we're digging up some juicy nuggets here.
Yeah. I mean, those are like the two biggest things that we're seeing, right? A lot of the times too, what you need to be looking out for is that if you see the rate increase notice and your credit card processing company does not list out which specific rates and fees are going to be increased or to what extent they're going to be increased, that can be really difficult, even if you're an expert, to identify, okay, what is happening on my statement. As I referenced, super difficult to read the merchant statements in the first place. But processing companies all call fees different things, even if it's technically for the same fee. So what one company calls a non-EMV fee, another company is going to call we'll call it a non-technology fee, right? Different lingo for the same exact thing. And that's also what's super difficult, is because if you're looking at it, you're not understanding, well, what is this fee for? And you call into your processing company to try to rectify the situation. The person you're talking to might not even be giving you the correct information as well. And that's difficult for you, the doctor, to sift through. The person on the other line that works for the processing company may not be educated enough to understand what that fee is or how to explain it to a merchant of what that fee is. And it's not really their fault, but more of the parent company that they're working for, that they're not training the staff correctly to then relay that information to their customers, or that information that they're giving to you, the customer, isn't as accurate as it should be. And we found that out too. If you're not using an expert, how would you know? You're a dental office, you call into your processing company, they give you some explanation of what that fee stands for and why it's being charged to you. But if you knew that it could be waived completely, or that the explanation that you were being given isn't fully accurate, there's no way for you to cross-reference that, right? And that's, again, I guess as we talk about this, Doc, just some things that your listeners need to just be aware of when it comes to credit card processing. And really, if they're looking for a second opinion, or an unbiased opinion rather, that's kind of where we come in, because at the end of the day, we don't care who our clients are using, right? As their processing company, we're agnostic. Our job is to get them down to the bottom line as fast as possible, least amount of headache, right? That's our goal.
Absolutely. So guys, Matt's company is actually a sponsor of the Business of Dentistry, and you will see a link to their services directly above. Now, here's the good news. Not only do they have a deal for our members, which you can find and get by clicking on the Get Deal Now button on the website, but I believe they only charge $1 million to look at your credit card stuff, right? So Matt, how much does it cost to get you to go in and check their credit cards and see if you can get them a better deal?
Yeah, Chris, I wish we were charging $1 million. I'd be a happy man. But aside from that, it's free, right? We do free audits, as you know, for all your members.
Absolutely.
And
so guys, here's my question for you. I want you to think of a single reason other than sheer laziness that you wouldn't have this company look at your credit cards and potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars per year. There's no obligation. Because of the fact that you guys are members of TBOD, you get this service for free. They go and they assess it. They tell you what they're going to do. And the best part is the money doesn't even have to come out of your pocket. It's part of the negotiated rate. So you never have to write a check to these people. What they're going to do is they're going to save you money, and then they're going to make the credit card company pay them a portion of the money they saved you, which is kind of cool because that means you never have to come out of pocket, guys. You don't have to come out of pocket to get the assessment. You don't have to come out of pocket whenever they save you money. All you do is fix it and forget it.
That's right. For us, the compensation method for all your listeners is we take a percentage of the savings that we successfully achieve your practice. Meaning, Chris, to your point, if we don't save your practice anything and we do this free audit, you as a dentist owe us nothing. It is only if we successfully negotiate and achieve cost savings for your practice do we then share within them. That is it, which is the beauty of it. There's no financial risk to your business. You're not switching credit card processing companies. Everything stays the exact same.
Yeah, it's it's so insane to me that anyone wouldn't do this, because basically you're saying, hey, look, we're going to go in for free. We're going to look at your stuff. They're probably overcharging you tens of thousands a year. If we can save you tens of thousands a year, we're going to take a little slice of whatever we saved you, and you don't have to worry about anything. You're just going to keep saving money. How often do you recommend that this is done? How often do you recommend that they call you up and say, hey, can you save me some more money? Or is this an ongoing thing that you guys do? So is it really fix it and forget it? Do you say, hey, you're only going to charge them this much? The credit card company agrees to that. And then you guys use your constant vigilance and beat them down every time they try to raise it? Or do they have to continue calling you out?
Yeah, so it's the latter, right? So let's walk through this. You're a dental practice. You call me. We do the free audit, and we can save you $1,000 a month. You say, Matt, great. Let's move forward. We'll negotiate with your processing company on your behalf. And then moving forward, after we've successfully achieved that $1,000 a month in savings, we will audit and monitor your your statements monthly to ensure that your processing company does not raise your rates ever again, that PCI compliance is taken care of, that any additional fees, right, that you're going to be charged that are miscellaneous monthly costs, right, or added enrollment fees are taken care of. Our job is to reduce the fees as much as possible with a monthly audit so that you as a doctor can go work on teeth, do your practice, do your profession, right? That's our goal.
So, Matt, I want to end this by having you tell everyone one more time what the name of your company is and give them a phone number that they can call and something they can say that lets your people know that they're members of my group and that they're going to get this free audit. First of all, company name again?
So, Merchant Cost Consulting, name of the business.
Okay. Company phone number, which my team is going to put up here above my big ass ugly head.
You can call me at 781-234-4570. Just ask for Matt.
Fantastic. And what should they tell you to let you know that you came from TBO, or that they came from TBOD, so you give them a free audit?
Just say, hey, Matt, I heard your podcast, or I heard the Facebook Live with Doc. We want to get the Business of Dentistry discount applied. You can also submit your information too, which, Chris, I know you mentioned, on the landing page. That will be obviously linked to this as well. Submit your statement, get the free audit. We'll know that you're coming from the Business of Dentistry. Either way, just reference it for us, and we'll get you guys set up correctly.
Fantastic. Matt, thank you so much for joining us today. And guys, thank you for joining us as well. Hope you have a fantastic week. Matt can really help your practice out. Matt, thanks again for doing what you do for our group.
Doc, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. All right, guys, hopefully we've got you a deal here that can help to save you some money. Have a fantastic day, guys. I'll see you the next time.